Ethan Cole had everything: money, power, success. But as the city lights glittered beneath his penthouse view, he felt nothing. Because 5 years ago, to gain the world, he lost the only person who ever truly mattered. Back then, it was simple. Just two souls and one shared dream. Olivia's laughter, her art, her wild spirit, they lit up Ethan's world. He had no idea those golden days would become just memories he'd cling to. Every sketch she drew had a piece of him in it. Every glance he gave her whispered, "Forever." Opportunity came at a cost. Billionaire Richard Bennett promised Ethan a once-in-a-lifetime investment in exchange for loyalty, control, and a future with his daughter, Samantha. Ethan hesitated, but ambition whispered louder than love ever had. And with one signature, he traded a lifetime of love for a future built on conditions. He walked away without explanation. No goodbye, no closure, just silence. Olivia waited for a reason, a truth, anything. But all she got was a broken heart, left behind in a storm. Her world, once vibrant with color, dimmed into shades of gray. He didn't just leave her, he erased them. Fate has its own timing. At a charity gala, Ethan stopped cold, his eyes locked on a painting. A fractured heart on canvas, bold, painful, familiar. The artist's name, oh, Carter. She had turned her pain into masterpieces, and him into a ghost of her past. He stood there, speechless, surrounded by applause for a story he never meant to write. Ethan finally made the choice he should have made long ago. He ended his engagement with Samantha. But the damage was done. Richard's empire turned against him, and within days, Ethan's company collapsed. Success had cost him love. Now it was costing him everything else. He found her again, in a sunlit studio surrounded by color and silence. Olivia was no longer the girl who used to dream in parks. She was stronger, colder, and no longer his. The warmth in her eyes had been replaced with walls, and he had built every single one. Ethan poured out everything, the truth behind his betrayal, the deal, the pressure. He told her how walking away had shattered him too. But Olivia didn't flinch. Her voice was steady as she said, "You made your choice. You didn't choose me." And in that moment he realized sorry was just a word. Healing needed more than that. But on the other hand, Richard wasn't finished. Furious with Ethan's disobedience, he used his influence to destroy Olivia's rising career. Behind the scenes, gallery doors closed. Her shows were canceled. Her name, quietly erased. He couldn't control Ethan anymore, so he targeted the only thing Ethan still cared about. Ethan couldn't watch it happen. He recorded Richard's threats and exposed everything to the world. In one bold move, he gave up what little power he had left just to protect the woman he once abandoned. For the first time in years, he did something not for profit, but for love. Weeks later, Olivia lived alone in a small apartment, working with nothing but silence and sketches. One evening, a knock at the door. Ethan stood there, calm, and handed him a flower. There were no promises, no confessions, just two people standing in the ruins of what once was. Olivia gave him a wrapped canvas. It was a painting of a broken heart, stitched back together with gold thread. She didn't say, "I forgive you." She simply said, "This isn't forgiveness. It's a start." And as she turned to leave, Ethan finally saw what he had lost and what he might still be able to rebuild.